Not all men are bad.
That was a very sweet thing you did for
Common sense.
But what's going to happen to you?
Oh, probably just a slap on the wrist. And he who shall violate this law shall be punished by catapult.
You know, one of the most frustrating things to me is hating anybody based on their characteristics. Not liking women because they're women, not liking men because they're men, not liking people because of the color of their skin. This is the basest form of thought and decision making. It is the tool of the uneducated or the lazy. And to deny that it isn't universally a problem is a problem in and of itself. The past couple days, I would say a internet acquaintance of mine, Melanie Mac, has come under a lot of criticism. And what was that criticism for? Well, saying that men take a lot of heat and unfairly in some cases. Now, obviously, this goes both ways, okay? There are men that legitimately are jerks to women because of that fact. But to deny that there isn't misandry, women that hate men, is to lack the ability to simply open up Twitter and see it for yourself. Today alone, a worldwide trending topic. What can men do for women? You can see some of the top tweets in here with thousands of likes and retweets are all wildly anti-male. Wildly. And, you know, you just wonder why. You know, you've got a lot of fan cams coming in now. You know, how about what women can do for men? You know, stand up for male victims. You know, fight for people who have been taken advantage of who are male. This is a very real thing, not to pretend that women are the only ones that ever have any problems out there. To act that, you can look at just, for example, Terry Crews, for example, a man that was taken advantage of in Hollywood, who came out in the Me Too movement and nobody cared. Nothing.
My name is Terry Crews. I am an actor, author, former athlete, advocate, and a survivor of a sexual assault.
What? What did he say?
Survivor of a sexual assault.
What can men do for women is trending. So what you can do for me is send me 10% of your paycheck every week to help balance out the pay gap. Also because I deserve it. Here's one with 2,000 likes. Don't struggle snuggle us. Don't beat us. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't watch your buddies when they're acting up. Stop your buddies from telling bad jokes. Support us in the workplace. Get out of here. I don't owe you nothing. No man owes any woman anything. And let me be clear, that is very true the other direction. No woman owes any man anything. You pay for dinner, she don't owe you nothing. The woman pays for dinner. The man doesn't owe her anything either. You buy something for someone, they don't owe you anything. That's not how it works. Quid pro quo is overall just a bad thing. And Twitter is full of women that hate men. That is just an absolute fact. But, you know, the PR representative for Valorant, the huge new video game out there, had something to say to Melanie Mac the other day when Melanie Mac put out a simple statement that read as follows. I don't think I've gone a single day on this platform without seeing at least relatively viral tweet hating on men for no reason. I'm just going to play 3DS. I don't have the energy. If it's bad to say about women, it's 99.99999 still bad if you say it against a man. FYI. And then we see Jackie Collins here, who is the PR lead for Valorant in North America, previously at League of Legends and Riot Games. Pretty big deal, right? Just like reverse racism, reverse sexism doesn't exist. Yes, you're right, because there's no such thing as reverse. It just is. The idea, the absolute brainlet who believes that there aren't black folks out there who hate white folks who are white are blind. Just look around Twitter. It's bad when white folks do it. It's bad when black folks do it. It's bad when men have preconceived notions about women, and it's bad when women do the same about men. This absurd fantasy world that people like Jackie Collins live in is ridiculous. They both rely upon pre-existing systemic oppression. No, they don't. You don't get to just redefine a word so that only some people could be affected. City burns to the ground. Women most affected. The men that were affected, they're irrelevant. They don't matter. Not saying you're wrong to dislike these posts, just shedding some light. Thank you, Jackie Collins, for talking down to another woman and telling her how to think just like you, which is, in my opinion, like a moron. But I appreciate you. You're absolutely 100% entitled to your opinion. But then you see more people. Many of these in the game development industry. Here's Lift. Melanie Mac makes a completely uncontroversial observation in the sane world. Twitter. People are dying, Melanie. Okay. God, she sucks. And there's Mr. Negative. This guy works for IGN. And has written for Kotaku. It's like every day a new white woman steps up to the plate and says, "Hold my beer." What does this have to do with her being white? Again, this is a form of racism here too. You're discounting their opinion because of the color of their skin. In what world is having preconceived notions about somebody based on the color of their skin not exactly as this described? In what world is having preconceived notions about men not the definition of? And more. Most of these are game journos and industry professionals. Will Harrison, oh, if it involves men, then there's probably a reason. Trust me. What a pathetic, pathetic thing to say. I hope that 400-pound land whale with blue hair sees this, Will. What a pathetic thing to say. You know why dudes like this don't pull? It's because they say stuff like this. You go out in the world and you talk to an actual woman, not a Twitter psychopath, and you see if that statement instills a moistness in their loins. Self-hating men. Nothing more pathetic than that. Then you see Charles, good lord. And I know I'll get subtweeted. I'll just wait for it. No, I'm going to make a video about it. Yeah, so anyways, that MRAD she's essing better be worth it. So because she points out that there's a lot of misandry on Twitter, you're going to attack her and whatever pull she's enjoying at that moment. As far as I know, she has a long-term boyfriend or a husband or something like that. That's going to be an unfriend from me, dog. You can just look at where Jackie Collins is. She's politically active, which is absolutely her right. But she stops retweeting important stuff to talk down to another woman, to tell her that men can't possibly be looked down upon for being men because there isn't a fake system built around oppressing them. What an absolute ridiculous thing to say. And between women, even worse. And it's frustrating to me because even making this woman, that coward Mr. Negative, he's the guy that put out the whole article about, I served and therefore my opinion is more important than anyone else's. And digital pixels in modern warfare shouldn't have these other digital pixels do things to them because I'm really upset by it. He's on the Dean Takahashi level of brainlets. He's a guy that constantly unblocks me, says something horrible about me, gets roasted for it, and then blocks me. He's a grade A coward. But, he's also entitled to his opinions, just like I'm entitled to disagree with them. But, a lot of men roasting a woman who dared to say, hey, maybe there's a problem on this platform when hashtag what men can do for women trends. Maybe it isn't just one way. She didn't deny the existence of men of it going the other way. She just said that the standard applies to both sides, and in no world is she not true. This is exactly why I was talking to my wife this weekend, and I said, I'm going to spend a little less time on Twitter because these people are not normal. These people live in their own dream world where everybody's a victim and everyone has an excuse for not succeeding. I'm not kidding you. A good chunk of people on Twitter, definitely not anybody that follows me at the Quartering, they are always looking for a reason for people to fail. Oh, this group of people are making less. It couldn't possibly be the decisions that they make in their life. It has to be a system of oppression. It has to be the wage gap, which is universally laughed at by any real economist.
Do you think that race plays a part in wealth distribution, or either a mindset that you can't
Today?
or cannot? Yeah.
No. You and I, we're proof. Why would race have anything to do with it? Put your mind to what you want to do and go for that.
But it seems like every single day on television I'm talking about race, and it's because of the news cycle, it's in the news, but sometimes I get so tired of talking about it, I want to just go, this is over, can we move on?
And if you talk about it, it exists.
Right.
There's actually no evidence of that existing at all. But they push the narrative anyway because they're unhappy with their own lives. And if they're not succeeding as much as a man, it must be because some invisible force is holding them back. Imagine raising your children this way. To raise them up and say that there's always going to be some invisible enemy that's going to hold your daughter back in life, rather than giving her the tools to totally dominate. I know exactly what side I'd be on. And you know what, Melanie? Keep your chin up. Hopefully these big-brained intellectuals will enjoy a little bit of backlash after being called out. Not very stunning and brave to attack another woman. But if that woman doesn't share the correct opinions, well, then it's open season, apparently. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.